It was November 2013. I was in graduate school at the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. And I'm supposed to be living my best PhD life, right? But I get a call from my aunt who's in St. Louis, Missouri. And we're talking and she says, April, something ain't right with your mama. And I'm like, what? Like, wait, I mean, she's in her 50s, so I was like, is she sick? Like, what's going on? And she says, something ain't right with your mama. You need to come home and check on her. I said, yes, ma'am. That weekend I went home and, you know, I'm learning to be a researcher, so I started observing. And I observed her at church. I observed her in her home office. And I also observed her, just her daily activity. And something wasn't right. So I make an appointment with the doctor, and so I go back to school, come back in December, and we're sitting in the doctor's office when the doctor says these words to my mom. You have frontotemporal dementia. I said, can you just sit with my mom just for a moment? Because I'm holding back tears and I just didn't want my mom to see me like this. So I went to the bathroom and I just bawled. This was my mom. And I was like, to me, it was a death sentence. I didn't know anything about it. Like, so we go home. I go back to school. 2014, I end up graduating and I get a job working at Kansas State University, which allowed me the flexibility to come home like once a month to support my mom. And so eventually, after 2 years, dementia kept wearing on her and she needed more support. And I decided to come home because this was my mom and I had to help her. I mean, she raised me my whole life. Like, why wouldn't I? I came home and I worked with her. I helped her day in, day out. But graduate school does not prepare you to be a caretaker. Nor does it prepare you for all the stress and anxiety that comes along with it, because I'm navigating my life as well as my mom's life. It was difficult. And so day in, day out, I'm caring for mom. And one day, the water was running and I snapped. I was like, Mom, turn the water off. Mom, turn the water off. And I felt horrible. Miserable. This was my mom. She didn't deserve that. She didn't even know what the water was. She had dementia. It was tough, but I cared for my mom until she transitioned May 1st of 2020. Caring for my mom, Teresa Annette Warren Gardner, was my greatest thing that I've ever done, and I was honored to be there with her every step of the way. With that, I learned that we have to meet people where they are. And with that, my mom will always be with me for that. And I'm so thankful.